Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. And on Friday, Glenn Beck comes out and says that, hey, I got some information regarding what happened in Boston, and you being the government, have until Monday to tell the people that Boston was an inside job. You know that's not going to happen. They are not going to tell the people that. In fact, they're not even going to deny what Mr. Beck has stated, because they don't want people to do information research for themselves. But I'll give a link to this video in the more information box. Also, there's a lot of things that are, of course, going on right now. In fact, I mean, Boston was the second largest bombing of that day, with one in the Middle East being much larger. But the media is not going to be focusing within that, which I find very interesting. And I want to talk a lot about the media within this particular video. Here we go. On Thursday, the Canadian media, CBC, put out a documentary regarding gold. Now, a lot of information that would go against the powers that be. And again, this video, this documentary, will be in the more information box as well. Now, CBC has done this before. They've made documentaries regarding 911 years and years and years ago, stating, hey, wait a second, the story doesn't make sense. But this is why it's important for the masses to open their minds and look at what really happened and decide from there which best course of actions should be done. But that's not been the case. So these events that come forth is going to happen. Now, every time an inside job, quote unquote, occurs, that sets the possibility of that great collapse to occur, which means Boston happens, sets the possibility for this to take place. And again, like I said, nothing's going to happen on Monday or Saturday or Sunday regarding the government. They're not going to deny it, nor are they going to admit it. They are rather going to ignore it. You can mark my words on that. That will take place. I was thinking, what would happen if, say, someone like Oprah Winfrey would have said that? Maybe she does some sort of 24-hour marathon show. Great preparation, great video. Has it set for any network like CNN or Fox or ABC to instantly put that feed on their television channel whenever they want. No problems. People would listen to Oprah Winfrey, which is very interesting. But you know what? Not many people are going to listen to Glenn Beck. And because he's not even mainstream anymore, they just don't even know that he even said what he said. Sort of like how the people did not even know that Charlie Sheen said what he said regarding 20 Minutes with the President in the year 2009. Now, I was even thinking of what other ways of game changers that could take place. And this idea came to my head, and I'm thinking, yeah, this just makes a lot of sense as a possibility. Let's assume that you work as a big honcho at a CNN, Fox, and you have good friends within the company that you work with as well. And when I say big honcho, I mean big as in you have decent control within the company, but more importantly, you are very good at what you do as far as programming and making videos. See, we all know that these CNN companies and everything have got an agenda, and they're going to set it forth, but maybe to the surprise of them, one day, all of a sudden, maybe 2-3 networks just, boom, get together, and they start showing stuff to expose what has happened. After all, if you're a big person that works there, and it's, say, a day like today, and then their son comes up to him and says, hey, by the way, Dad, 911 was an inside job. I can prove it to you right now. And then, boom, maybe he spent some time, and he's like, holy crap, this is pretty bad. And spend some time going over it, making a plan, and then, boom, on one day, all of a sudden, the networks are showing all of this stuff, exposing it, and people are now going to be tuning in, watching it, just like they were 911 and even on the Boston marathons, which I think would be fairly interesting if something like that were to occur. But the whole main objective is, you look at these networks, yeah, you can say they're controlled by the elites, but how many people working within them know what's going on? How many people at banks understand that we have a economic model guaranteed to cause massive suffering and debt in the system that it does. Yet, if a few of them see this is going on and they have got the good consciousness to say, this is totally effed up, I don't accept it, they might do some game-changing actions, to say the least. Now, this is the first time I can admit since, in 4 years maybe, 4 years, that I can say there's a decent increase in the people that are tuning into alternate media, that are questioning more than they did before. Now, in 2008 and early 2009, I was seeing this every single day, but then it all stopped for whatever reason in the year 2009. Well, I'm seeing it occur even more and more again. In the more information box, again, I'm going to be putting the links to what Glenn Beck said and then the documentary regarding gold. Now, I'm not surprised, but I'm disturbed that I'm just figuring out how large of a role that gold was in World War II, as what happened was, well, Germany had spent a lot on World War I, and thus they debased their currency so badly that their Reichmarks were no longer accepted, and they hyperinflated to the real value of nothing. Now, this still meant they had gold, so they could still do international trade. It's just other countries wouldn't accept their paper rectangles, if they were rectangles, and they were pretty, yeah, they were. But they wanted their gold. Now, one day, their treasury secretary kind of guy, whatever name you want to use, goes up to Hitler and says, yeah, we have no gold left. We're out, we're done. We're done. So he fires his ass. Now he invades other country, not to dominate a new country or to take it over, but to take their gold over. And he does. The French knew about this, so they shipped their gold to Canada and thus the United States for two reasons: for holding and for use to purchase war supplies. Which, again, I find very interesting. Now, not all the gold, of course, successfully made it back, but I find it disturbing how this part wasn't taught in school. Should have been, but no. Again, I'm not surprised that it wasn't. Okay, so I look forward to your comments, and if you can give this video a thumbs up, then well, that's a thumbs up. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself